Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Weekly Comic Roundup. We've made it through this week's Blood Hunt books as well as this week's X-Men books and a couple others. Now it's time to get to this week's Spider-Man books. Kicking things off with Amazing Spider-Man number 53. So, what's been happening in Amazing Spider-Man? Well, Norman Osborn went Goblin mode again. When his sins were placed in Peter Parker, apparently there was a point where the Winkler device was used to make a post-hypnotic suggestion that to like a control word that would turn Peter into the Goblin. On a side note, can't the Winkler device have just like the default setting of cool guy in a sitcom based set in the 1950s that goes, "Hey," and pops his collar, Why has it got to be set on, Principal from Scream? Anyways, recently though, a group of so the issue opens with Norman Osborn has made arrangements to turn his empire over to Peter Parker. His lawyers, of course, want to be sure he's in his right mind, but, well, he's not, obviously. And so, Miss Marvel has recruited allies. Wreck-Rap, the Living Brain. Kurt Connors wearing Doc Ock's old arms. And, well, that's it. Meanwhile, Peter Parker is trying to fight the Goblin personality and manages to succeed at least. And Peter's got a plan using basically jury-rigging the Kraven's spear, the Winkler device. And every time he kind of slips into the when he loses his focus on things, he begins to slip into Goblin personality. But he manages to pull through each time with kind of a, whoa, hey, yeah. So Miss Marvel and her allies go after Norman Osborn. We get it. Wreck-Rap gives a fun little play on the Mary Jane Spider-Man kiss from the first Spider-Man movie with Green Goblin. But Wreck-Rap ends up getting impaled by Goblin's glider, which he thinks is cool. The Sinister Six have taken a beating at the hands of Spider-Goblin, and so Kraven goes to basically, have it as part of the main story play out. The Living Brain self-destructs. And Kamala takes control of the Auk arms, which gives her a bit of a advantage over Green Goblin, but not too much of one. Then Spider-Man shows up with the spear, which is hooked to the but Goblin escapes through a door in the floor. Peter gives chase, and Miss Marvel goes to chase after him, but the door probably shuts, and Craven is there with J. Jonah Jameson and his partner and Kurt Connor's lab assistant Doug, a prisoner. Basically saying, hey, yeah, this can only end. Only one of them is going to come out. And Peter explains his plan, saying that Goblin thought that Peter was going to destroy the spear, and that was the plan, to use Peter as his pawn. But he didn't. Goblin probably didn't think that Peter would get his mind back and use the spear on Goblin. But apparently, that is Norman's plan. And he stabbed himself with the spear. And the issue ends with Peter saying, "It was you, Peter. The sins want you." That is that. As we approach the 1000th issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Spider-Boy number 9. So Spider-Boy has taken on Madame Monstrosity and found his mother, and his mother has been reverted to humans as opposed to humanimal, and she has still has no memory of Bailey. And so Spider-Boy goes after Aranya to maybe she did the spell wrong that reintegrated him, and well, yeah. The issue begins over on Earth 616. Peter's at a cemetery. Seems like talking with Madam Web about Spider-Boy. She asks if Spidey ever actually believed him, and Spidey simply says that he believed it himself. And yeah, Spider-Man may not need a sidekick, but that sidekick needed a Spider-Man. And Spider-Man makes a deal. Earlier, though, Spider-Boy heads to the Sims building, which is home to the Spider Society and the Web of Life and Destiny. Makes the pitch, hey, let's get, maybe the spell got done wrong, and But apparently, right now, the Spider Society is dealing with another case, a lost spider being who they're helping, who calls himself Spider Duck. Bailey points out that it's basically Howard the Duck in a Spider-Man costume, and so they kick him out. He doesn't mind. It's worth a shot, though. So, The Bailey manages to figure out the importance of the various totems that are used in the ritual. A solid thing, a thin thing, a sharp thing. Rock, paper, scissors. And Aranya does the ritual, but Bailey gets sucked into the Spider-Verse, and he ends up taking the place of Takuya Yamashiro, the Spider-Man of Earth 51778. The, the the Japanese Spider-Man, who has his own kaiju, or who has his own mech, which Bailey has no idea how to pilot. And, well, he ends up fighting a kaiju version of Gutterball? And Madam Web manages to link Spider-Man with Spider-Boy and allow it so he can effectively take down Gutterball. And he does so, and Spider-Man goes back to his reality, but Aranya, none of them are seeing Spider-Boy. However, he's ended up on yet another Earth, Earth 67, where J. Jonah Jameson is demanding pictures of Spider-Boy from Bailey. And that is where the issue ends. Nice little tumble through the Spider-Verse, which will be like the next few months of the book, which is fine. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Kid Venom, #1. So, Kid Venom was created by artist Tagami, and initially appeared in one of the issues of Death of the Venomverse. Apparently, though, there was a very positive reaction, and so Kid Venom is getting his own miniseries now. So, Kintaro, an apprentice of the Minamoto Samurai Corps, and his partner Clinter are dealing with an Oni. However, the usual thing that the two do isn't working, because basically reading the Oni's memory, the memory is empty. But Kintaro, the two of them defeat the Oni. Head back to the Minamoto Samurai Corps' base, basically. And Kintaro is has his coming of age ceremony, but something's been found in the Oni, some kind of red pouch with kind of odd reflective Spider-Man's mask. And so the villain Ibarra sicks a rather large Ruoni on the Minamoto residence, interrupting Kintaro's ceremony. But samurai make their counterattack, and that is where the issue ends. This is really pretty. I'm digging the story. It's it's cool so far. One issue in. The death of the Venomverse story was cool. So moving on though to our last book for the moment, we've got Symbiote Spider-Man 2099. So much like the Symbiote Spider-Man miniseries from a few years ago, this takes place within the past of basically kind of between issues in the original Spider-Man 2099 run. So what has happened though? Cronstone has gotten a symbiote. He attacked Alchemax, discovered that Miguel O'Hara, who was his brother, and said brother was Spider-Man. The two of them were kind of being blown about, but Kron wanted to get into some mischief, and Miguel wasn't having it, and so Kron killed Gabriel O'Hara, Miguel's brother. And so the issue begins with Dr. Strange's descendant at the White House talking to President Doom, explaining that Gabriel O'Hara's death is expected. That Spider-Man will be driven berserk by the death of his brother, and do what is necessary to stop Venom. He advises Strange to have faith that all will work out. But Spidey and Venom go head to head. But Spidey opts to try and take control of the symbiote. And Venom tries to taunt him and get him to come back and fight. But yeah, Miguel has managed to take control of his symbiote, and Venom goes after him and takes control of Venom's symbiote. And while that happens, Kron falls off a building, seemingly to his death. And then Miguel activates Sonic Scream from Lila, and seemingly the symbiotes are at least injured. Miguel basically said, he's going to make make a trust fund for young inventors with his name, and he's going to make Gabe proud. No one will forget the name of Gabriel O'Hara, let alone their mother, because Gabriel O'Hara is standing there in front of her. But it seems that he's been taken over by a symbiote. And that is where the series ends. And that is going to do it for now. Still got one video left. But as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.